welcome not only Maria Luisa, but her father, Jose, to our next guest.
Yay! Gracias.
Gracias.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. ¿Sí entiende inglés?
Poco.
Un poco. Okay. Ahí le vamos a mezclar, right? English and Spanish. Okay, thank you so much, Maria Luisa, for being here on Amiga Hand Your Shit podcast. I know we had you before on the screen, but this is the first time we're here together, and I'm so grateful to you. This woman was like, how can I help you? 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 And I thought, Jesus Christ. But here, like, where were you my life? I mean, because sometimes we struggle individually. We just don't think that anybody's going to help us. And that is a challenge, being Latinos, that we think that no one's going to help us. And so how do we get to break that? And that's the conversation we're going to have today. That's why it's so important, because I learned something today, that there are people who want to help you every stage, and it's not a bother. That's the thing. I have to get over my own like ay, pero lo voy a molestar. No la vas a molestar. ¿Por qué le vas a preguntar? No le molestes. And that's the, you know, I think many of us can relate to that we don't ask. Mainly because we've been told that don't bother people. Don't bother. Don't share your mess with anyone. And this conversation we're having today is a testament of, like, it's important for us to bother. It's important for us to get out of our own way and ask, because you're not going to receive unless you ask. So, Maria, there's so much we can start, but I want to really get back to the fact that you started something very monumental called Compassion. But before you even dreamed of having this, there's a lot of things happening in your life and relating to your family. And so if you could walk us through, how was your life growing up?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be here with you. A little bit about our life. I'm a first-gen Mexican American. I was born here. My parents both born in Zacatecas, Mexico. We grew up in very humble beginnings. We moved around a lot, 25 times, I think we counted. We were homeless at some point. My mother developed schizophrenia at age 55, and we didn't know what schizophrenia was. Of course, our belief was that my mother was crazy, witchcraft. There was a lot of limited beliefs around it. I hid it for 10 years because I was so ashamed of it. But the breaking point for our family was when my mother was lost, and we had to seek the authorities' support. And I remember helicopters, police dogs, maybe like 10 police officers at our house. And I remember getting a call from one of my aunts that was my mom's sisters, and she had said something like, well, did you guys check everywhere? And I said, we don't know where she's at. She normally goes to church, so we thought she was at church. She wasn't there. It was hours after, and my aunt was so bothered that we were asking her to come help us. And at that point I was like, wow, like I was so upset. And then I realized that we needed help. You know, after finding my mom, we needed help. We needed to find support. I needed to figure out what was going on. And when I did seek support in Spanish, because I knew we needed it for our whole entire family, not just for me, and I looked up NAMI, which is the biggest mental health organization in the United States, and I live in South Orange County. I found English support groups all over. Every city had them. But in Spanish, there was one in all of Orange County. And when my father and I went, I didn't realize that it was at my father's place of work. And when I got there, there was 5 people. And I was like, oh my goodness, 5 people in the whole county. And that's when it hit me, like, this needs to stop. So that's what inspired me to find the support from my family, get us help, get my mother better, and then start a nonprofit organization and talk about it. And I started talking to my family about what I was going to do, and everyone's like, no, don't do that. Everyone was against me. Even my dad was like, I don't know, mija, like, you shouldn't do that. Like, everyone's talking about it. Like, our family was shaken, you know, because it was something new and we don't talk about it. And I was being so honest on all the things that happened in our family. And now, fast forward, it's been a year and a half. Not only am I working with NAMI as a partner, they're nominating me to be a part of the national board, and I get to speak at pharmaceutical companies to represent the Latino community, and my father does it with me. So it's...
That is so beautiful that your dad gets to join in this wonderful nonprofit that you're in. So, God, what your aunt was saying, that seems to be a very pervasive methodology, if you will, very common in our community. When that happened, how did you feel when she said that?
Oh, I was so mad. I held my cool because I was already going through a lot, but I remember hanging up the phone, and that is what inspires me.
Yeah.
Because I believe our family members, my mom's siblings, they're not bad people. They helped raise me. I looked up to them. So it just built something within me that I was like, this has to stop. It's because of the lack of education, the stigma. No one's talking about it. So I know that it's just lack of education.
Right.
And it's scary.
Very
What are people
scary.
going to say, you know?
Estás loca. I know, yeah, like handling right now with my own family, all the appointments, but why do I need to go with the psychiatrist and the psychologist? No estoy loca. And that's like a common theme. Like, I'm not crazy. Like, how can we break away from that stigma in our culture? What tip do you have for us?
Finding community, finding others that are going through it as well, and normalizing it, because that's what we did. When I started bringing my father around other families that were struggling with the same thing, I remember my father, the first meeting, he realized that everyone there was struggling with the same thing. Even though it was small, it was so helpful because it wasn't just us. Our family wasn't crazy.
Right.
We just needed support. And that's what I always encourage people to get, is to get around community. Educate yourself.
Right. So you founded Compassion. Now tell us, what kind of services do you offer at Compassion?
So we bring awareness, number one, and number two, we do events where we offer caregivers, families, the resources, but also practices like breathwork. Like Evelyn works with us at a nonprofit, and we teach people how to calm their nervous system, because at the end of the day, like, we need to care for ourselves. Caring for someone with schizophrenia is very dark. Does anybody know anyone with schizophrenia here? Yeah?
How many? Oh, well, yeah. He's a psychiatrist. He hears it all the time, so he knows. He knows many.
Yeah, so it's very common, but because we don't talk about it, we feel like it's not.
Yes. So how did you get the diagnosis? Because I think even that is important for us to talk about, because I'm sure that you had to go to door to door to door to door.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Thinking that everything's fine. Because I know for me, not schizophrenia, but just medically, when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I saw about 10 doctors that could tell me what I had. And I could just imagine with schizophrenia, it must have been the same kind of thing for you?
No, it was very difficult. Actually, my mom didn't get diagnosed right away. She started with menopause. She had the flashes. She was very depressed. She always worried for us. Like, she's just that mom that would always worry when we didn't call her or things like that. But she started saying things that my father was cheating on her, like with a neighbor. And there was a car that my father's at the neighbor's house. But I knew my dad was working, so of course I became an FBI agent. Started going through my dad's phone, following him at work, literally with my mom, driving by his work to make sure his car's there. And sure enough, it was. And my mother just kept going with that story. And then one day, my father came back from Costco, And she threw away all the food in the house, like all of it, everything that was packaged. And she said that my father and my sister were trying to poison her. And that is a day that I went over and I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know anything about schizophrenia. I went over, I took her to the hospital, and she saw pictures of a family at the hospital. Why do they have pictures of me? I'm going to sue them. That's illegal. And she just kept going with the different stories that just didn't make sense. Yeah. They gave her medicine. I think it was like Seroquel. It was a antipsychotic. And they told her to take it for 10 days. And they made us go to an appointment to get a psychiatrist's opinion. And I didn't know what was going on because my mother didn't have a doctor that spoke Spanish. And I wasn't involved. It was until I got involved and I started asking questions because she didn't want to know. Like, she didn't believe that she was sick. And that is when I started getting involved and asking for a Spanish doctor so my mother can talk. And within Kaiser, because she had Kaiser at the time, there was no Spanish doctors.
What?
Can you believe that? 0.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
oh my God. Paul, please tell us, what's the problem here? What is the problem with not having Latino doctors that can help us?
It's important to have cultural sensitivity.
Yeah.
I myself have a lot of Latina nurse practitioners that I work in various clinics like El Centro del Pueblo para los Niños, where we serve the Hispanic community. And I think it's not just enough to speak Spanish. You have to understand the culture. You have to understand resistance to taking medication.
Yes.
You have to explain that not all medications are the same. You know, a lot of people group these meds together into one. Oh, I'm going to become addicted, or so it's the art of what we do is explaining to people that it's not every diagnosis is the same, and you have to be very sensitive to their fears and concerns, and not pressure them or judge them or anything. And I think it's just sometimes it's very slow, but we have a very high success rate in convincing people to take the medication, and it's not for the rest of their life. So it's a very sophisticated, gentle process. It's not black and white.
No, I can imagine.
And that's a really good point because my mother, it was really hard to get my father on point, on the same track to get my mom on medication because he believed like plants and eating healthy and just different herbs were going to heal her. Or she just needed to we needed to bring a priest to the house to do a limpia. All these things, right? And we tried all of it. And I was open to all of it. But then once we got my mom on an injection, she started getting better. And then my father started seeing it. And then we started realizing that, yes, she can take supplements and herbs, but she also needs her medication. Yeah. And, of course now, like, she exercises, she dances, like, she has community. Like, my parents are always at parties. Like, I don't know if you guys follow me, but they're always at parties dancing, and they have community. Yeah. And that is the reason why my mom is doing so well.
Yeah, yes. But there was a time that it wasn't well, right?
We were all against each other.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of education.
So, quisiera saber, cuando supieron que su esposa estaba enferma, que tenía esquizofrenia, ¿cómo se dice en español? Esquizofrenia, ¿verdad? Cuando le dieron el diagnóstico, ¿usted qué pensó? Wow, ¿está loca? ¿O qué fue por su mente? ¿Qué pensó usted cuando le dieron ese diagnóstico?
Yo pensaba que como uno no tiene ninguna información de tocante a la esquizofrenia, pensaba que ella estaba loca, que se había trastornado la mente. Yeah. Era mi pensamiento en la mente. Me volvió loca mi esposa, ya qué voy a hacer.
Y creo que me había comentado María que por mucho tiempo a través de la enfermedad que no lo reconocía, ¿verdad?
Sí.
2 años.
2 años. Wow.
Y decía que yo no era su esposo, que su esposo era otra persona, que yo no era su esposo.
This is recent.
Y que no me quería ver en la casa, que no fuera, que no.
Wow.
Por 2 años no me reconocía.
¿Y usted siguió con ella?
Todos los días le hacía su favorita comida, le daba besos, le ayudaba con lo que ella ocupaba, le daba cariño y mi mamá le decía, no me hables, tú no eres mi esposo se va a enojar, vete de mi casa. Todos los días.
Wow, wow, qué paciencia tiene.
Sí.
That's where compassion comes from.
Yeah, compasión. Right. Wow. Y ahora ella ya lo reconoce?
Sí,
Okay.
ya me reconoce.
Okay.
Christmas Day.
La
Wow.
persistencia, más que nada ayudándola y sobre todo también apreciándome también yo, porque si yo no me puedo apreciar, yo realmente no la puedo comprender a ella.
Right, yeah,
Yo
yeah.
también tengo que apreciarme también.
Claro.
He
Primero
does
uno.
affirmations in front of the mirror.
Oh,
Isn't that cute?
Oh my
Porque a
God.
veces para comprender una persona, una enferma, o por ejemplo tu esposa o un hijo o tu padre, si uno no se quiere, uno no se puede comprender uno, pues es imposible comprender a la otra persona.
Yeah.
Digo, es mi modo de pensar.
No, y eso debería de ser para todo mundo. Que se tiene que querer uno primero para poder querer a otros.
Sí.
¿Verdad? Oh my goodness. Your dad is amazing.
Y anteriormente yo no, como no me quería, yo no la podía comprender a ella, por eso fue
Yeah.
muy difícil para mí comprenderlo. A veces me desesperaba, me salía de la casa y ya no quería volver,
Yeah.
porque yo no me quería. Y me tiraba al espejo y dice, no, es que yo estoy pelón, ya estoy viejo, Entonces, comprendí que no, que uno tiene que apreciarse, no importa que esté uno viejo, que lo que sea.
Yeah,
Nosotros somos hijos de Dios, Dios es precioso.
exactamente.
A
Amén.
veces, pues, tiene uno que valorarse uno, si uno no se valora, ¿quién lo va a valorar a uno?
Yeah.
¿Verdad?
Y eso fue, ¿usted lo inició o lo enseñaron que se tenía que valorar? ¿O cómo? Yo sé que es que cree en Dios, pero tuvo unas clases para poder ayudar a su esposa
O amarse usted mismo.
amarse,
Yo
tener
soy-
autoestima.
Sí, yo soy adicto a los libros, me gusta mucho leer.
Ah, ok, muy bien.
Soy amante de los libros, como cuántos libros
¿Y hay un
tengo,
libro
mija?
que es el mejor para usted?
Sí, hay un libro que se llama con es que escritor que se llama Napoleón Hill,
Oh, sí,
le dice
Napoleon
"Piensa y
Hill.
hágase rico",
Yeah,
le dice que tienes que valorarse, porque valorarse uno todos los días, tener uno afirmaciones todos los días, me quiero, me aprecio, soy valioso, no hay nadie como yo soy grande, soy poderoso. Entonces esas palabras me llenan a mí todos los días.
Ay,
Y
qué.
también lo llevo, I take him to all personal development. Tony Robbins, we went to Miami. He does breath work, he meditates every day.
Oh my God, I love it. I love that. I mean, he should teach me. Wow. Entonces ya tu mamá está haciendo mejor. So what's the next level for you now? Now your mom is ready. You've got your compassion. And I know that there's been an amazing gift that has transpired as a result of you being connected to your dad. And I'd love for you to talk about something that is so beautiful and amazing about you that you could do because you are breaking a generational pattern.
Is it the question?
Yes.
So I've been so blessed to be able to do this work because this is pro bono. I don't get paid. I actually just sold my insurance agency in September, and I've been able to build a portfolio, a real estate portfolio that brings enough revenue for me to do this. And being that we were homeless and my parents never had a home, and when I was 4 years old, I actually stole $100 from my grandmother because my mother would cry all the time because she didn't know where we were going to live and she didn't know she was going to feed us. And I told my mom, here's $100, we can buy a house now. And last year in May, I purchased a home for my parents, and we're fully remodeling it, so they're going to have their first home in 2 weeks, which is such a blessing.
¿Cómo se siente tener su casa después de tantos años?
Sí, pues después de 47 años, sí, mi sueño era tener una casa propia, porque ya estaba enfadado de andar rentando, porque cada año tenía que estar chequeando, y no les gustaba el aumento de renta o salte, vete para la calle.
Ya.
Entonces ya estaba enfadado, entonces yo le pedí a Dios que algún día tuviera pues además un vivir propio para que no andar batallando.
Claro.
Y le doy muchas gracias a Dios y sobre todo a mi hija que tuvo ese amor para nosotros que nos concedió tener la casa, porque sin ella no la tuvieran. Gracias a ella y a mi yerno nos han apoyado bastante.
Wow. Round of applause.
And just real quick, I want to share something. So my parents, compassion comes from my parents. They've always been very compassionate. When I moved them into a community, which is Laguna Woods, it's majority, Americans, Asian, very little Latinos. And my father did not want to live in this community because he felt like he didn't belong. All he saw was like Mercedes and Porsches and these people, and he just felt like he didn't belong. And now being able to purchase a property for them there and them know that he belongs, and now everybody knows my dad, like everybody. We go to parties and they're like, oh, you're Jose's daughter, you're Jose's daughter. Everybody knows him. And it's just such a blessing, but being there, he went through so much, like, he was in his bike and the security pulled him over and like, what are you doing? And it was during when ICE started happening, and the way that my father handled it when they pulled him over was just so beautiful, and I would love for him to share that. Cuando lo paró el security y usted le dio...
No, sí, me paró el policía. Digo, ¿qué andas haciendo aquí? ¿Por dónde te metiste? No, yo vivo aquí. A ver, identifícate. Según me trató como si yo fuera que me hubiera pasado por el que
La frontera. En Orange County.
Yeah. No, yo vivo aquí, ¿verdad? Quiero ver tu identificación. Ya se la regué al señor. Oh, okay, sorry, okay, vete para tu casa, pues, okay.
But he was so kind, and I was so mad, and the way he handled it was just so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just, but going back to that, he always tells me till this day, he's like, Mija, I can't believe, I feel like I'm on a dream. Like, I feel like I don't deserve all of this. Yeah. And that's what it means to break a generational pattern, those feelings,
Right.
And it's just, it feels so beautiful.
No, it's amazing that you're able to do that for your family. Amazing. I really want to open it up for questions. Anybody like to ask? Yes.
Señor Nungary, ¿nunca ha dicho que pareces a Julio Iglesias?
Yo muy de Nevada para arriba.
No, pero todos bromas.
Ahora cada que suena le Julio Iglesias.
Su nueva afirmación.
Es muy valiente que estás diciendo lo que estás diciendo, porque para disminuir la sombra de la estigma tenemos que brillar luz en la situación.
Yeah.
Y para ir con su hija a esos grupos, para mostrar a otras familias que no hay vergüenza, es algo como otra enfermedad que podemos curar con los medicamentos correctos, es muy valiente, y solo quiero dar una recomendación para sus trabajos y también para tu hija, que está muy orgullosa de tu hija también.
Yeah.
Sí, claro, sí.
Yeah.
Muchas gracias.
Yeah.
De nada.
Gracias. No, thank you.
Gracias.
Anybody else? Yes, Linda.
Mi hermano, su esposa, creo que padece de schizophrenia, porque la mamá de ella lo tenía también. ¿Qué consejo le podía dar yo a mi hermano? Porque él está pasando por muchas cosas también, la depresión, porque su esposa no quiere aceptar que ocupa ayuda. Entonces eso nos ha afectado mucho en nuestra familia. Y miro a mi hermano bien deprimido, entonces no sé cómo ayudarle.
Sí, más que nada, trate de pedirle mucho a Dios, agárrese usted, ínquese, pídele a Dios que le dé sabiduría, que le dé sabiduría a su hermano, porque solamente a través de nuestro Padre Celestial Él puede recapacitar. Porque yo se los digo a ustedes, también yo me sentía desesperado, porque yo sabía que solamente a través de la gracia de Dios uno puede tener ese poder, esa fuerza.
Yeah.
Yo me hincaba, yo en la noche, yo me hincaba, pedía a Dios que me diera sabiduría, que me diera paciencia para poder soportar a mi esposa, porque era muy difícil para mí.
Yeah.
Y gracias a Dios, bendito Dios, le doy gracias a Dios que tengo mucha paciencia, y sobre todo yo la quiero, mi esposa es mi esposa.
Yeah.
Sí,
Dios es el único que le puede dar el poder.
Así está mi hermano, de que pues nosotros no entendemos y decimos, just leave her, like, ya déjala porque te está haciendo la vida imposible, pero él está de que no, me voy a quedar con mi esposa y él me ocupa y si la dejo, ¿quién? Porque no tiene ya a nadie más, su mamá falleció, su papá, entonces todos han fallecido, pero we see it, podemos mirar los síntomas que hay algo, either bipolar or schizophrenia, there's something there, you know, and I don't know how to help her. Y le afecta a mis sobrinas, you know.
Cuando yo estaba en ese nivel, yo me acuerdo que estaba pasando por mis propias cosas, estaba sufriendo mental y le dije a mi papá, ¿sabe qué? Ya no puedo llevar a mi mamá al doctor ya no puedo, estoy sufriendo. Me siento que ya no quiero vivir. I was suicidal at that point and I went to my dad. Sorry. And he said, I don't either. That is the point that I decided we needed help, because how is it that we're both suicidal and we don't even know? You know? And for your sister-in-law, the fact that you guys feel this way is because of the lack of education. You know, there's this thing called, what is it? I might be butchering, agnosia. It's basically that person doesn't realize that they're sick. My mother does not know she's sick. We put medicine in her. We don't give her sugar at all anymore, because we notice a difference when we don't give her sugar. And at night we give her a cookie with the medicine. My mom has no idea. She eats her cookie. She's happy, and it took everything away. There's no, like, that's a thing that we do in our family. We didn't know that. We didn't know any of that. But because now we're in community, and we hear from other families, and now we share. Other families know what's possible. There is life with schizophrenia. My mom was just at a Valentine's party with my dad. And at the time where you guys are, it feels like it's hell. Excuse my language, but that's what it feels like. I thought I was living hell. And that's the reason why we do what we do, because there is life with it. And you guys could all be helping each other.
Sometimes she'll say like the worst things to us and
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, you know, like, I don't want to see her again. But then she talks to us as if nothing ever happened. I was like, you just said this. But she talks to us like nothing ever happened.
I think there are a lot of resources too for where you guys can take her, and you can talk to them.
We have plenty of resources.
Yes, and you have a lot of resources too
through our organization. Yes.
And thank you for sharing this, because now, I mean, I've never talked to anybody about it, so I don't know how to help my brother. You know?
And it's like the numbers, I don't know what the numbers are for Latinos with mental health, but they're very low. And it's because we don't go to the doctor. We don't talk about it. We don't. So we're all hurting, and we just don't even know. Like, two people right here can be hurting next to each other, and we just don't know because we don't talk about it.
Right.
You know, so.
Such a big stigma in our community. And we don't say anything. Because we were taught, don't speak.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. It's just one thing after another. But anyways, this is amazing. Thank you so much. We're here for you. And know that this has touched all our hearts. Oh, Janie, you have a question? Yay. Veronica wants to say something.
I'll say it en español. Me fascina su hija, me. So congratulations.
Thank you.
On helping your parents to hire their first home. I say that because I work in real estate, and that's my passion, to educate my community on how to obtain their homes, how to achieve that American dream. Y no hay limitaciones. This is the perfect story que sí se puede. No hay limitaciones en cualquier edad, que sí se puede, achieve. How do you say lograr.
The Armenian is teaching us Spanish.
Que sí se puede lograr ese sueño americano. Yo también ayudé a mis papás. Mis papás, nosotros rentamos muchos años y yo puedo conectarme con esta historia. Y ahora yo tengo inquilinos y yo no les subo mucho la renta porque trato de ser consciente porque nosotros estuvimos en ese lugar también. So, felicidades.
Gracias.
And you're such a beautiful woman.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you guys so
Fue
much.
un honor.
Papás de regreso.
Yes,
Gracias.
yes. Congratulations on just having the resources, building this nonprofit, and making your family be healthy, be strong, live beyond the stigmas, because it's important. I know, I mean, we're going through our own challenges in our own medical things. This conversation is much needed. As you can see, a lot of people can identify with it, and you're onto something so huge. And I'm so grateful that you're here to support all of us, but I'm so grateful that I met you.
Thank you, Amiga.
And that I'm telling you, she was like, what do you need? What do you need? And I'm like, what the, oh my God.
I do events, so I know. I know what it takes.
Yeah, I'm so fortunate. Thank you so
amiga.
much. Muchísimas gracias, porque esta historia real nos impacta a todos.
Pues muchas gracias a usted que nos invitó, sobre todo estar aquí con
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us, for all of you guys for being here and listening to our story. It means so much to me. And just to kind of piggyback on what Janet said, we're always invited to NAMI as an example because they're the ones that educated us, right? And my father, every room that we're in, there's mostly women. There's all women. My dad was the only man this last conference that we went to in October in the Spanish group. And my dad's like, I'll wait for you outside. It was like a workshop that they were teaching all the advocates. And I said, no, you stay in here. And I actually went and talked to all the ladies to convince them to come in. And all of them were praising him because there's never men. It was the first time.
Yeah.
And he's always the only man. And it's so needed. So it's exactly what you said. So yeah.
sentía medio raro porque hay muchas mujeres.
He's like, no, acá me quedo afuera. Acá te espero.
Yes, yeah, bendición entre las mujeres. Bueno, so she has donated some compassion bags, and so before you leave, you're gonna grab your own compassion bag. Thank you.
And then real quick, you guys, we have these gratitude journals that you guys are all gonna get. It was all inspired by my dad because during the darkest times, we found gratitude in whatever was going on. When we were, when my mom was in the hospital or when she was lost, my dad would always say, we're not homeless. Like, we're grateful because we're not homeless. And like things like that is what really carried us over to the light. And that's the reason why we created these journals. So I'm excited for you guys to see them. They're available in Spanish and English, and all the funds go to bring these modalities to the youth and families that need it. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.